Welcome back to my channel Dino Dividends. Today I want to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is Bitcoin, especially because it's a large part of my portfolio. Let me go ahead and show you exactly how large of a part Bitcoin plays in my portfolio. As you can see right now, it is 27% of my portfolio. As I said before, as I always say, whatever you put in Bitcoin, you have to be prepared to lose every penny you put in. It's a highly volatile asset. One day you can easily gain $300 and in another minute you'll lose $300. As you can see by this week's example right here, on January 19th, we had a steep sell-off within a matter of 10 minutes. So if you're one of those traders that trades on emotion, that gets freaked out when you lose, a few dollars, I would really recommend not investing in Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin and blockchain technology is indeed the future, and in the future, fiat currency is going the way of the past, and in the future we will be using cryptocurrencies, and eventually Bitcoin will be used in utility value. We'll be using it for actual transactions. There's some places where you can already use Bitcoin, but right now it's still not mainstream. We still haven't received mass adoption with Bitcoin, but in the future, my estimate, maybe in 10 years, it's going to be mainstream. As of right now, people are still trading it like a stock asset. This is what I want you to pay attention to, because my channel is mainly focused on stocks. As you can see, my stock portfolio is 10,412 as of today. Cryptocurrency is $5,746, and I have $4,500 in cash right now. Most other stock trading YouTube channels really try to avoid talking about cryptocurrency. Really try to avoid, even if they're invested in it, they won't want to talk about it because it's kind of volatile. It's hard to predict. Everybody thinks they can predict cryptocurrency, but it doesn't follow straight patterns that stock assets do. So sometimes it will match a pattern, sometimes it won't. So it's hard to say if it really matches the same kind of patterns that you see in stock trading. There are some analysts that are saying cryptocurrency is gonna fall to $0, fall to $300, $3,000 within the next 6 months, or explode within the next 6 months. Hindsight is 2020. These analysts will always say, I told you so, when they get something right, and they only get something right probably 50% of the time or less. I don't follow anything that analysts say. Nobody's wiser than the person next to them on cryptocurrency. I wouldn't follow anything the analysts say. Otherwise, they'd be rich. If they followed their own advice, they'd be rich. Let's be honest. So nobody can predict cryptocurrency with a surety. However, there is the law of supply and demand, which I believe in. I firmly believe in the law of supply and demand. Cryptocurrency is having a halving. Let me show you what that means. In May 12th, 2020, this year, cryptocurrency is having a halving. This means that the reward for mining is reduced to half the amount. So right now I think it's 12.5 coins mined, and it's going to go down to 6.25 coins mined as a reward. So basically the supply of Bitcoin is going to be reduced by half. So let's say, people say this is already factored in. The Bitcoin halving, it already predetermines how much coins that can be mined. That means the price is already priced in. I don't believe that, because the amount of people who invest in Bitcoin is increasing. It's only increasing. We're not getting less people investing in Bitcoin. Sure, it might not be mass adoption we're seeing, but because the supply goes down, even if we maintain the same amount of investors just investing more with their money into Bitcoin, we have less supply to begin with. Even if our demand was growing at such a slow rate, our supply has been cut in half. and that's significant when it comes to Bitcoin, since half is only 6.25 coins. That's my personal opinion. Of course, I would not tell you, oh, for sure, I'm 100% sure this is gonna happen. I'm no, oracle that can see the future. If I lose every penny of this $5,000 I have in Bitcoin, it's gonna hurt. Sure, it's money, but everything I put into Bitcoin is what I'm willing to lose out of it. So be aware, if you're gonna invest in Bitcoin, you're gonna be investing. It's almost a gamble. I would say it's as close as you can get to gambling when it comes to investing in assets. Let's talk about altcoins. If you remember when there was an explosion in cryptocurrency and you see all these alternative coins, you see XRP, Ripple, you see Tron, you see all these other ones. I can't even think of all of them right now. There were literally thousands of coin IPOs, and there was a lot of scams going on as well. Most of those have been cleared out. There's still a lot of alternative coins on the market right now to buy. There's only a few main cryptocurrencies that are surviving today. I only invest in Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Ripple, either now or I have in the past. I wouldn't personally invest in any other coin besides those ones. I just don't know that much about the other coins and their potential in the future of cryptocurrency. But do know that Bitcoin takes up around 80% of the hash rate. So if you were to invest in any coin without going in with any knowledge, I would go with Bitcoin, just to be safe. So in regards to Bitcoin's future, I do believe that blockchain technology and Bitcoin are the future. A lot of people are comparing it to the early days of the internet, when the internet became, mainstream, before the browser became mainstream. And I guess in a way it kind of is like that. At least blockchain technology is like that. With encryption, there's a lot of advantages to Bitcoin. Number one is decentralized currency. That is the biggest one to me. If your government's falling apart, say like Venezuela, your currency is gonna go down the drain, to put it lightly. So a lot of people in Iran, the current conflict in Iran, a lot of people are switching over to Bitcoin and to cryptocurrency just for a safe haven of their money. And I know that's kind of a more extreme scenario. I don't think that's going to happen in the United States where I live, but having no centralized power over the money that you own and having a global currency, I think is super important. Most governments are against cryptocurrency because if you control the currency, you control the people. If you don't control the currency, you don't control the people. And it's very difficult to control currency unless you control the brokerages that broker the currency. If you don't control that, you don't control anything. And that's what the governments are scared of. Another thing about cryptocurrency is that it's fully encrypted. That's why it's popular among the black market. If you ever gone on the dark web, you've gone on any one of these shady websites on the dark web, you can order your, Silk Road drugs or what have you. And you use cryptocurrency to purchase those drugs because it's encrypted. And that's why cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, have a bad name attached to it. In the future, cryptocurrency could probably be so mainstream you're using it for, the drive-thru at McDonald's or Target. Every time you go to Walmart, you can be using Bitcoin or Ripple or Litecoin. It could be the future. It could be that mainstream. I feel like everywhere else, people are jumping on cryptocurrency and jumping on future technology, and America's lagging behind. China's already using their phones, mainstream their phones to scan to pay for products in the store. That's mainstream over there, and we don't even use that here. We still use archaic methods like cash. They have Bitcoin ATM machines in other countries. People are jumping on this. China owns over 65% of cryptocurrencies right now, at least Bitcoin right now, because they already know if they get ahead now, they'll be ahead in the future. If you look at Russia, the government is actually looking into technology, into mining, into how they can integrate cryptocurrency Of course, they're using it. Russia is kind of looking into it to avoid sanctions and stuff like that. Regardless of the reason why they're doing it, at least they're looking into it. At least they're trying to integrate it into their society, into how they can transact. Main reason why the government is trying to stop cryptocurrency from becoming mainstream is because of regulation. It's hard to regulate it. I mean, we already have, their SEC is already trying to force us to pay taxes on our cryptocurrency. And if you're going through American brokerage, it's going to be hard to avoid doing that when you're trading cryptocurrency. So pay your taxes, guys. Tax season is coming up. Hopefully you guys are getting something out of that. I don't know what you guys think of cryptocurrency, whether you're in favor of it or you're not in favor of it. Are you invested in Bitcoin? Are you invested in other cryptocurrencies? What altcoins are you invested in? Do you think it's going to be mainstream in the future? How long in the future? I'm going to always be open to how much I'm making, how much I'm losing in Bitcoin. Like I said before, to me, it's not something that I'm going to avoid talking about. I think it is the future of transactions, and it's something that we're not going to be able to avoid. You hear people talking about Bitcoin more often and more often in journals, in articles, in newspapers, and magazines. It's everywhere. It's unavoidable. The more people talk about it, the more popular it's going to be. Thanks for watching my video. Go ahead and push the like button if you found it insightful. Subscribe if you want to. And follow me along my journey with investment. So I'll catch you in my next video. Hopefully we both make some good gains in the future, and I wish you the best on your investing endeavors.